Hello and welcome to Goa 365's Story Behind the Story. This is a different story behind the story. This is something special. This is a budget special. And the budget was placed on the table of the House yesterday. There were a lot of reactions with and there were a lot of obvious reactions, as you can see, with the ruling saying it's very good, and with the opposition saying that it's not so good and it's bad and populism. However, on our discussion today, we have people who are the industry leaders. They are representing industry, and for them, the budget is one of the things that will motivate them to move forward and to pull the economic revival of the state. Now, we have with us the head of the premier business organization in the state, the GCCI, Manoj Kakulo. Welcome, sir. Also with us is the head of the CII, Mr. Atul Jadhav. Welcome, sir. Now, tourism in the state is today the prime industry. So with us is TTAG's Nilesh Shah. Sir, welcome.
Thank you.
A budget is about figures. Of course, it's about schemes, no doubt, but ultimately, in the pure sense of the form, it's about figures. So with us, we have a very extremely senior person in the accounts line, who's also been a former GCCI president and chartered accountant by profession, Mr. Sandeep Bhandare. Welcome, sir. I would like to start with Manoj, who's the president of the GCCI. Manoj, explain to us what this budget is all about in general, before we go into the specifics.
I think on behalf of the industry, without mincing words, I can conclude that this has been a classic case of election year budget. As an industry, although there are small things here and there which have been given to us, overall we feel neglected, we feel left out, and especially during these post-COVID times when there was a lot of stress all across the sectors of the industry, we expected government to come to our help, come to our rescue, based on which we had also made a lot of representations. But unfortunately, I'm very sorry to say that we are left in the lurch to fend for ourselves. In the same breath, I would like to tell that there were some of the representations which we had made which are considered by the government, although it might be, as Kokani Mandal said, but still that has been considered, so we have to acknowledge it. Like for example, we had asked for, in the general manufacturing sector or in the industrial estates, there are a lot of sick units. So we had asked that a task force be formed, a joint between the industry and the government, to help this rejuvenate these sick units, if possible, settle with EDC, settle with IDC, with the dues and all this thing, come at a compromise so that these places can be taken back and new industries can come up there.
Absolutely.
So this task force has been formed in this budget. Next is for the real estate business. There have been some SOPs which have been announced, like reduction in infrastructure tax, which has been our demand for a while. So that has been done. Of course, it is only temporarily for 6 months, but they have acceded to that request. Then there is a relief which is there, although details are not available, on the stamp duty and registration charges, and also relief for cooperative housing societies registration. So this is as far as the real estate or building sector is concerned, which might help for builders to come up with newer projects in the times to come. In the tourism sector, although there are a lot of announcements made, the financial outlay is pretty negligible. There is a big word called interest subvention for hoteliers and tourist operators. And what is this interest subvention? Overall, 5 crores. That has been earmarked, which I feel it is just touching the tip of the iceberg, but it has been made a mention of. Then the airport fees for the charter to be landing fees at the airport, parking fees, we had asked for total waiver. There they have given some relief, and such small things are announced. But overall, I would say that it can be called a little bit of populist budget because of the election year, last budget and all these things, but industry feels neglected. Lastly, and most important, is about one-line announcement in this 2-hour speech for a problem of the state which has been there for last so many years, and it is just swept aside with one-line announcement: formation of the Goa State Mining Corporation. No, I think it is, just Sure Solla. That's it. Fend for yourself. Let's see. Guess whatever it is. So I think, it was not what was expected. If you had to form a corporation, why did you waste all this time? It could have been done earlier. And nobody was opposing. So what I feel is that industry overall across the sectors has been left in the lurch, and we feel definitely left out by this state government budget.
It looks as if there's no clarity. Basically, you mean to say a lot of, and there's no much. Jadabab, what do you feel?
See, the major things what he has announced is basically formation of Goa Maritime Board. Now this is where all 9 maritime states had come together, and they had decided in 2008. All these years we have not got that maritime board. So I'm sure that setting up of Goa Maritime Board will be a good way to boost the maritime activities in Goa. Second, a bold step I would say of Goa Mining Corporation, because so far they had not taken any step. So if at all Goa Mining Corporation step has been taken, I mean, a lot of things are not clear, because there were 800 mining leases, concessions before liberation. In 87, 500 were there, 361 were 2007 renewals they were there, 139 were operating leases, and now 88 mining leases which have been banned. Now, being first I am from that industry. Second is 30% of the income definitely depended on from the mining sector.
Correct.
So how this mining corporation is going to be utilized? If it is going to be utilized for the 88 mining leases, then we are also undermining Supreme Court judgment which is going to take place and which has not been heard by Supreme Court for last 1 year. So what is going to happen? Are they going to form the corporation for other 500 odd mining leases which are already there? It's a welcome move if that is so. If you are going to do it for 88 mining leases, there will be another spate of cases. So that should not be there. Now, what we had asked for the model career center, which we are...
Okay, just on this mining, just before, maybe you can take it up later. That's surface rights, all those things also have to be taken care of later.
Yeah,
you can get into details.
If you want to have mining corporation, then we will require 1-2 hour session for mining issues, because there are so many complications. There are 3 cases which are pending in the Supreme Court. One is the review of the petition which was filed in 18.
No, why I wanted to bring that up, because as Manoj said, it was finished off with one line.
Sentence.
How is my
But
point?
it doesn't stop them. At least they have taken this step. So if they are doing the mining, as I said, if the new mining leases are going to be operated under the mining corporation, it's very
Fine.
good. If you are going to touch the 88 mining leases, it's going to be a Pandora's box.
Okay.
And 87 also, that case of mining leases which
Still
has been abolished.
Still there. Yeah.
So that issue has not been decided by the Supreme Court. You cannot hold totally government responsible. Supreme Court is equally responsible.
Well,
22 years they have not had
time
decided on the constitutional bench whether mining concessions can be carried forward or not. So it's a issue, but all the mining dependents are waiting, and there are certain cases which are still pending in the mining debt relief scheme which has to be extended. Second thing is the people who are taken loans from cooperative bank sector. Almost those banks are not taken care of. So the banks like Goa Urban Cooperative Bank, Mapsa Urban Cooperative.
Can we go into the details a little later?
Yeah.
You move on.
So that will be a different thing. One, regarding the health, they have said a good set up extra budget, like North Goa is having a ESIS hospital, along of course with the government of India. But that is one. Most important thing which I found, which is very attractive, is the importance given to the migrant workers. See, today any industry you talk in Goa is one way or the other depending on the migrant workers, whom industry as well as the government both have neglected. And we have seen that effect in the pandemic, when suddenly everybody disappeared, everybody lost in their business. So if you are able to give assurance to them of a good health. Second thing is, if they are taken care of, because already the second wave is at the doorstep, Goa being a tourism and destination. So this is the one issue which they should hold it boldly. Other things like backwater tourism, I think Shah can take up that, formation of Goa Tourism Board, etc. Those are welcome moves. At least they are taking one step there. And one major announcement, another in the maritime sector, is the formation of the Konkan Maritime Cluster, which is the first of its kind in India, which has attracted even PMO's attention. So that is the provision of 17 crores which they are going to give to this project of Konkan Maritime Cluster, which is going to bring in lot of orders for the current ailing yards, because the yards are having no business because of this. So we would expect that. We were expecting some OTS for this VAT which they had announced. They have collected only 39 crores, and 1800 crores is something what difference of VAT this OTS which was expected. So we have given a suggestions, if they could extend that time like between 3 months from which some people have been excluded. If those people are included into that scheme, maybe the government will be able to raise another 400 to 500 crores.
Maximum.
Should be at least voluntarily, because some of them are totally left out. Like for example, I have not received money of VAT from somebody, that money has not come to me, what do I do? So if that fellow is taking time, he should be given a time to pay. Those cases could be taken up. So I hope that they do something on that. On fisheries, like for example, cage fish farming is something which has failed in Goa, but other states have succeeded. Like Goa story today is the importer of fish. So if we are able to do this, it's a good thing of giving a tasty Goan fish, especially Chanak, what they are saying. So hoping for better this thing. Swayambhurna Goa is something which Chief Minister's agenda, which is trying his best, and we wish him all the best for doing all these things.
Yeah. Thanks, Atul Babu. Nilesh Babu, tourism. It's a crucial sector in Goa, and especially which has taken a very, very bad battering in the past year. For you, how was this?
In fact, every time I'm repeating the same story that we are on survival mode. So we were expecting quite a bit to see that the industry survives, because unless you survive, government cannot get revenue. Let's be very, very clear. So certain initiative we had requested government, out of which one was the charter landing to give relief on that, full relief, but they have given relief of they budgeted 5 crores. Assuming usually we get around 800-900 flights, assuming we will get suppose 500 flights because of this pandemic, each flight will get relief of 1 lakh rupees, so which is a welcome sign. We had also asked for visa waiver, which of course is a central subject, but we had said in some coordination something can be worked out. We are hopeful that government is working on that line, because anything which is stopped to restart, it will take a lot of efforts, and with the competition hotting up with the neighboring state, because let's understand that everybody is on the same boat, so it is going to be really a big challenge. Thirdly, we had requested for the interest subvention, because the other states have already done, like Kerala had done, Jammu Kashmir had done, I think Himachal also had done. So this we are pursuing for almost last 6-7 months. So it is a welcome step. They have started that they will give interest subvention. But the tune of the interest subvention, as Manoj just said, it is 5 crores. So the amount which actually the loans which they can give is around say 60 crores if we take at 8% rate of interest. So it is going to be very mere, but let's see if somewhere some benefit can percolate. And the one thing which I will again like to talk on the digital meter. Now in fact we have been asking government to implement taximeter, and third time we have gone for contempt in the court, in High Court, I think, which hearing will come next week hopefully. And now they are saying that they are going to give free meters to all the taxi operators to tune off their budget, if not mistaken, 32 crores, which is a big amount. This is not the total what we have been asking for. We have not got even part of it. So I hope this government implements that, and they when they consider all these policies of, especially on the taxi front, which is a hot issue everywhere, that it's not only tourists who are using taxis, but even the locals are using it. Let's be very, very clear. If you want to decongest your road, or if you want to have people using what you call transport, less public, more of a public transport, because which we don't have unfortunately. We will require wherein we have a good system wherein economical scales can be achieved with different. Even secondly on the taxi app, which again government should continue and promote more on this, which we didn't see much announcement, but I hope government gives more emphasis on that. Secondly, on the hinterland tourism, they have said that on tribal agro tourism, they have sanctioned 5 crores. Now, in fact, many discussion has happened, and every time I emphasize on that, let's be, if you come with any such scheme, let it be the people driven. Let the people in villages, if they want, then we ask for do all this development in that particular village. Because what is happening is we see the concretization of the villages or the places which are happening. The classic example is of Mayam Lake. Earlier Mayam was in the circuit of tourist circuit. Today it's not there, and today you have in the name of beauty you have put all the concrete around, and that actual beauty of that place is lost. So that is another thing which I hope government will look into it, and it should be people driven and village driven rather than because governments want particular village, I am going to do that project. I think that thing should not be there as far as ecotourism is concerned or rural tourism is concerned, whatever we say. Secondly, it's a good idea that they are going to have the circuit of Mayam Lake, Mayam Harvalem and Bondla Zoo, which is a good thing, which are the dead spots which they are trying to revive in the tourism, which will help that hinterland tourism which we are talking about, which we had in Goa, which has been lost in the as time has gone with the different taken by the government authorities and the way we have been promoting. Secondly, 24/7 liquor license for 5-star hotels, I think they have announced. I think it is of course with the fee, I think that will also go a long way in the having as we are talking about 365 days tourism into Goa, so now it is 24/7 tourism as far, because when we talk of Goa, we require all aspect of tourism should be on. When this is tourism board, we had lot of discussions earlier also. They have allocated 1 crore. I hope all three main bodies have suggested, CII, Goa Chamber of Commerce and TTAG. We had done joint representation on the implementation of the board as per the requirement and as per the we feel which can be workable solution. They have allocated 1 crore, and I hope they listen to our suggestions and they finalize in days to come. Regarding the soft skills, they have said that with the foreign languages they will develop the courses for the tourist guide with one soft skill, which is a good sign. For GTDC, they have allocated 75 crores specifically for the development. I think these projects are in the joint with the India Tourism Government of India initiative, wherein they are coming with convention center at opposite Pariyattan Bhavan, and at Old Goa also they are coming with certain facilities. I think that's for the amount is allocated for that specific purpose. Then on the beach cleaning, they have allotted 48 crores. I think that is which is ongoing process which they are tendering it out. So I don't know the more economics of it, but I think at least that continuation is there, because that is required to keep attracting tourists. And of course that maritime board in the for which will help into getting the tourism sector more organized in that segment, because what we see, there is a lack of safety aspect. And if you go to Miramar, everyone is they just pull you up, bargain your price and take you in those boats. I don't know how far they are safe and what safety measures they are following. Similarly, on the river cruise front also, there are more players there, and because of the competition, again there is a lot of safety norms are being flouted by unauthorized organization. I hope government keeps check on that. The government has not mentioned on this, but lot of illegality in the tourism industry sectors which you have been bringing in forefront. I hope those things are taken care of, because that will help in government in increasing revenue. Because of illegalities, the government is renewing the revenue, which I think government should address it. And rather than, because what is happening is, if you are in good books of XYZ in the village panchayats or other area, it is easier to operate rather than paying your official fees. So I think government should look into it, and there should be full stop to all these illegalities. It is right from illegal bars, illegal restaurants, illegal guest houses, illegal event decks, you name it, you have it on the belt. So I think that's all our revenue generating for government, which government should address. Overall, I think we are asking for quite some time for survival. But I think they have started somewhere, and I hope they continue realizing, because with this small initiative, you can be rest sure that it will help industry in some aspect. So looking into that, I think government should will give more in days to come to the tourism sector, because that is the main industry in Goa today as of now.
Revenue earner.
Revenue
Yeah.
earner. Thank
But
you.
instead of for beach cleaning should have been 5, and for the interest should have been, that probably would have made more sense.
I agree, but anyway, what I'm saying is, what I have found first time, that they have listened. Like if you see, like Manoj just said, it is looks like election budget. They have listened to each of the sectors, whichever representation we have made. At least one or two items they have looked into it, but the allocation are very minimal, and I don't know how it is going to help, but let's see how as time goes, and I hope at least what is allocated is been utilized for those sectors.
We'll talk a little further implement. Bhandari Bab, now figures, talk about allocation. Now you are the figures man, naam ka aata hai, exact figures give us what exactly it means in figures.
Frankly, I'm also a little bit happy that there are these three are representing the industry, and this year I don't have the kind of the burden of representing them, because whenever you are representing an industry, you also have a certain kind of a duty and allegiance to that industry, and as a CA, therefore, I can afford to take a step back.
Okay.
So when I look at the budget, and they say that whenever you are looking at any text, you also look at the context in which that text has been said. So I look always budget in what background it has been presented, and what were the constraints and what were the things which were there before the government. This was the first budget after COVID-19 which has taken place, a full-fledged budget kind of this thing. And you have seen the kind of impact that has been there on the because of the COVID on the government's budget and the revenue as well as the expenditure. Let's take revenue. One of the major contributing was, of course, the mine sector for some time back, which has been now closed. Okay, almost for some time. So it has got, though it had got nothing to do because of the COVID, frankly speaking, that also could not generate much of a revenue, whatever was started. The second portion was the tourism. Nilesh Babu represents the tourism sector. But the question, of course, was that tourism and COVID were so interrelated to each other, because it involved a physical movement of the people down to come down to here. So not only just the plain hotels which you are talking about, but the airline industry, be it the airline industry, be it the event managers, small things, the catering industry, the entire gamut of the industry was, has been totally stopped. Now, when such kind of a revenue stops for the individual players or the industry, naturally the taxes which the government gets also gets reduced. So that's one thing on the revenue side. Look at the expenditure side. Never before the government has set up so much or spent so much money in terms of, we talked about migrant laborers, for putting them in place, arranging for temporary shelters, free food for them. The, vaccines, of course, have now a cost, which have also been almost free to these things. But even the COVID hospitals which were set up, the frontline workers, the health line workers, whatever were there. So you have a revenue which has decreased on one side, you have an expenditure which has increased on one side. The third thing which I am looking at the background is the purpose of the GST. At some point of a time there was no GST, and therefore government had the freedom to raise whatever kind of a taxes which it had in terms of VAT. So now you don't have a control over a major part of the revenue that you are going to get, because that has been decided by the empowered committee. So these are the three constraints which had. On the other hand, we have an election which would be coming, and I think this will be the full-fledged budget, the last full-fledged budget before this thing. Of course, one has to remember, you are sitting in a democracy, and in a democracy, as the Chief Minister himself said, the voice of the people, vox populi, was used to say, is something which counts. So this is the circumstances under which the budget has been presented. Now coming back to the figures, what are those things which we look at it? The first thing which we look at, has there been an increase in the size of the budget? And yes, there has been almost a 12% rise in the size of the budget. Two, what is the kind of the fiscal what is the kind of the budget deficit that is there? Is it too large? Because every time you have a too large a deficit, then the question that comes up across is that how do you service this kind of a deficit in the future stage? So the deficit is 2.96%. I would put it across as well manageable kind of limits. No doubt the absolute deficit has risen, but because of the revenue size increase also, that is also something which we are not really at this point of this thing. It is not something which is too much worry about. And the third thing is the debt again. Absolute size of the debt which you find is again increasing by this thing, but that has remained constant of between almost like 18 to 19% compared to the GSTP size. So that is something which has remained there. And I would, before even we are looking at the budget, there were a couple of things which I am aware of, at least which the government has done, and particularly about the debt portion of it. That we have seen a conscious effort being made by the government to substitute a very high cost debt, by way of a low cost. For example, 12 to 13% was the average interest side which we are having, because our borrowing was consisting by way of a bond borrowing.
Yes.
We have, over a period of time, we have seen that entire bond borrowing almost being replaced by a cheaper of around 2.5% to 3% NABARD loan. Look at the size of the debt and look at the size of this thing. The costly loans of Kadamba Transport Corporation, GSIDC corporations and other such corporations have been already almost paid by the government, and therefore this will decrease the things. Another thing which again, considering concept that is, government has started a new platform. Now what used to happen was that for all the projects, government used to pay the money to them or either borrow high cost money. Now the government has got a situation, this one, whereby the banks are involved, the government is involved, and the contractors are involved on the same platform. So whatever kind of materials or things, services are being supplied by the people to the contractors to the government, government in turn has got an arrangement with the bank where the bank at a certain rate of interest does the bill discounting and pays them the money. It's a win-win situation for all the three parties.
We have run
Yeah.
out of time in this segment.
Yeah,
We will take a short break
yeah,
and come back to you.
sure.
Yeah, welcome back. Now, Manoj, you need to get a little bit into specifics. Now, in general, overall, we've got from the main organizations, main industrial organizations, plus figures. Before I go back to Bandare Bab on the figures, continuation of the figures, some specifics if you would like to shed some light on.
See, what we had asked as an industry to the government was that during the COVID times, everybody has suffered. You know, like for example, whether it's a small shop owner or a small restaurateur or small business establishment office, all of them you have charged their house tax, trade tax, license fees by panchayats or municipalities, and all money has been collected by the government. Whereas most of the time, because of the forced lockdown, the offices, business establishments were closed. And you have collected the fees. So what we had made a representation is that you give relief to these people. And this is going to be a huge amount of spectrum of the Goan society. And now that they have already paid, give them that pro rata basis in the next years. So if they have 6 months this year, their establishment was closed, next year you give it to them, which you are expecting. Mind you, in the same breath, we have something against the government in this. They have given this relief to the casinos. If you have given it to the casinos, why are you not giving to the layman?
Absolutely.
And this is the same language that we have been talking about it, and we need to be vocal about it. Now government will say we have not given relief, we have not decided, we have just kept it on hold. That's good enough. They have at least kept it on hold. But couldn't you do that for a layman, a small shopkeeper, a small restaurateur, some cafe, some chai wala? ताजे कडल्यान तुम्ही वर्षाचे सगळे चार्जेस घेतले, तो बोर्ड लायता म्हणून आणि ताजो ट्रेड टॅक्स म्हणून, आणि काझिनोक रिलीफ दिलो.
Notice yata.
Exactly, and now they are on recovery mode. I think this is absolutely unfair, and this doesn't cost you big money. This should have been done for the common man of Goa, which the government has not done. And what happens is now, and the kind of things which have been announced, which I don't know, these are political, I have nothing to say about this from the industry side, like, legalizing all the illegal constructions in forest land, in cities, villages. These are all, so political decisions. Fine, so they be it. I have nothing to say on the industry front. But what I am saying is that you should have done something for the industry, as all panelists have said just now. Unless the industry does well, the government revenue will not
It's
increase.
not going to go up.
It's not going to go up.
There's no chance.
And for the government revenue to go up, industry has to do well. And for industry to do well, you have to provide us the infrastructure. You have to provide us the catalyst. You have to help us to generate more revenues for the government, which unfortunately in this budget we don't see that coming.
I would like to just little bit on this on the point which struck me also. Now there are we have so many industrial estates, so many, and if you go to any industrial estate in possibly may not be where now, but anywhere else you go anywhere, you go to Kukoli, you go, half of the units are closed. Okay, I don't know whether they are sick or what. Now there are a lot of we are talking about self-reliance, right from the Prime Minister to we're talking about. Now, why are those issues not being settled, and why is that not being given to
No,
locals?
that is exactly what is addressed in this budget.
Yes.
Is a task force.
Okay.
We have identified this because there are hundreds of such units all over. जे बंद पड़े हैं. Why they have stopped? Because the promoter of that unit has gone bankrupt. त्याच्याकडे पैसे ना. So he owes money to IDC. He owes money to his financiers, which could be EDC or any bank. And तातून he owes money to the electricity department. He has not paid his power bills, water bills. So government also has to get a lot of money. So now, as per the budget announcement, there will be a task force which will be formed, which hopefully should comprise of industry representatives as well as government representatives, sit across the table with these promoters and tell them, Baba, you have owe us so much. We will have some sort of a working in which some government will give you some waiver so that tujhe rupaye di tang thi talwar ha, that your debt, you are otherwise going to die a debtful man. So we'll remove all that thing, so you are clean and you hand over the unit
Back.
so that it can be given to somebody else to run an industry. So this is something which we had asked for, which has been addressed by this government.
At least the task force.
Task force has
formation
been formed. Task force has been formed.
Okay. Jadhav,
Yeah, we feel that lot of money gets blocked. Second thing is like, for example, VAT issue, as I explained to you, that needs to be done immediately, so that the government also raises funds. They get the money, so they can utilize that money for development. Similarly, electricity department has got a good response. So similarly, Goans per se are not defaulters. They would like to pay your money, and
Correct.
it is not happening like in other
Yes.
states.
Yeah.
They want to do honest business. But when people get caught up under many issues like market not being there suddenly, entrepreneur perceives the market, that is not there. But if that machinery doesn't suit for that particular purpose, he can go for switching on the business. Is he capable or not capable? If he's not capable, then maybe some other entrepreneur can step inside. He goes out of the system. Now for this, the industry or the people outlook is that if a person fails, you look at him as a he's a failure. Oh, tane paise khalle. It is not like that. We are looking at he's like a villain. Business doesn't happen. Every business venture doesn't go into a success. So there are failures which will take place. Because of law, one failure because of market, one failure because of estimation, one failure because of strike, one failure because of high power tariffs or whatever it is. So these need to be addressed in various forums. Like in USA, there is a Chapter 11. Yeah, so when Chapter 11 is there, you get out of it with a particular decision. Now for that, code is made, so let the codes go on this thing. Now certain industries, this industry we will not fund only. For example, I'll just give my example.
Or my
Industry, or say barge industry.
Barge,
Today, I will not fund. Now there is an alternate made by the central government under Statement of Compliance scheme, where these barges could be utilized for transporting the cargo interstate. Now, when these vessels can be utilized for that purpose, and if you do not have sufficient cargo on mining, by giving a 1 crore loan, nobody is asking subsidy. So, if 1 crore loan is given, these vessels can be adopted for that. Goans will get cheaper steel. Today, they are spending 4,500 rupees per ton to get steel from Gujarat to here, 2,500, 3,000 rupees from bringing from Maharashtra to Goa. Now this will come in 700 rupees, 800 rupees. From Gujarat it will be 1,000. Similarly, cement. We are not manufacturing cement here. So this cement plant, where Goa is the net importer of aggregate of all the goods which are required for development. Construction industry, real estate, tourism industry. So all these things can be done through this sort of system. So if this sort of infrastructure is made, it will be definitely, people will come out of this, come out clean, and Goans, I feel, should take the benefit of this, and as fast as possible. For example, today he has thought about even doing up the roads. See, 600 crores being spread on the re-tarring of all the hot mixing all the roads. But see, these will go a long way to develop the tourism industry as well as the people. So I feel that these sort of things should be done at a faster pace. Just making a provision for interest subvention. Estimation of interest subvention has to be done, has to be provided for, and then funds have to be allocated various sectors which are there in the tourism sector also. So working close with the industry is the only solution. Had it inter-dialogue, if it takes place, we'll be able to guide the government and help the people of Goa in a better way.
Actually, a lot of this estimation should have been done in this with the chartered accountancy thing of the GCI, because these are ultimately figures.
Right.
You have to calculate. No? See now, for example, 5 crores. How many? 3,000, Nilesh? How many? 3,000 hotels?
Yes. So mean basically B, C and D category they're talking
Whatever,
about. Travel and
3,000.
tour operator.
Yeah.
No, so they are saying that benefit will be for 200 hotels. That is what they have.
But what's the point?
What is the use?
What's the point?
So basically, they have to start somewhere. I think this should be extended further. Looking in, because many of the hotels till date, around 2,000 hotels are not yet started for various
Correct.
reasons. So
Correct.
I think this may help hotels to restart in some way or other. Secondly, on the Jadhav just said about the roads, that tarring of the roads. The problem in Goa, specifically with the government, is the lot of infrastructure projects have been taken and they have left half done. I think the priority should be completing those projects. Now, if you talk about this bridge at Panjim, even Atal Setu, approach roads are still not complete.
Half is not
We are talking about that Pato bridge. One is second bridge is complete but not inaugurated. Some tarring is left incomplete. Now Miramar Road, because I am from that road, I am just passing that Dempe College Road. They just started, and I believe I saw that it's been already dug by somebody there near Mithai Mandir. So what I am trying to say is, the whatever projects have been taken, I think priority should, before starting something new, you complete those projects.
I will add over here. Now, when you are saying today you don't have money to do the infrastructure, is it necessary to send 250 crores on office building? 250 crores to stage government offices. Give that money to the industry. Give in the sense, provide infrastructure to the industry. In turn, you will get your revenues better, higher. So I think the money has to be spent where it is due, where it is required.
I also have an issue about this 48 crores of beaches, but before that I'd like to.
And I'll take this discussion further, no, because for the purpose of, for example, IDC itself, we had requested at some point of the time that you need something like 250 to 300 crores. If you go almost at 20 industrial estates for this thing. We always look at an industrial estate like Verna and we feel, yes, everything is good. But if you are looking
Roads are not good.
No.
We don't get
but
proper
that is
electricity.
Verna. If you look at some other industrial estates,
It's
Verna
not.
is supposed to be the best of the industrial estates.
Yes.
If you are looking at some other industrial estates, even if you don't have this kind of infrastructure, this is there. So you are looking, one, of course, is the construction of the roads inside the industrial. Somehow we have been paying a lot of attention to the roads which are there in the common district, but industrial roads also
Inside,
are very important.
of course.
Space inside. You look at the water. In terms of raw water supply to most of the industrial estates, substantial amount needs to be done. Even in a place like Verna, where it is there, the water has been brought there, but inside that, the things, inside to circulate it.
Connected.
Third is in terms of, sewerage and all those industrial.
Power.
No single industrial.
Power is, I think, the biggest
Power.
issue.
But even in terms of this thing, no single industrial unit can afford to satisfy the conditions of the pollution control board. So can you have common per, industrial estates? Power again. Power underline these things, and every time there is some problem with the village, these things, the villagers get the preference or this thing, whatever may be the reasons, and the industry gets the price. The quality, extent of power and the quality of power. Lastly, of course, the optical fiber. Every time now you have seen the kind of phones, what is happening. Every time you are phoning someone, the connection gets broken.
That's
Unless
normal,
if you are going
normal.
to talk about digital kind of economy where you are dependent upon optical fiber cable, so you come back to the roads, you come back to the water, you come back to the power, you come back to the sewerage kind of corporation, sewerage these things, and you come to the optical fiber cables. These are the 5 things, I would say, pillars on which the entire industrial structure, be it industry, tourism, even marine industry in terms of construction of ports and all those kinds of this thing, additional drafting of the rivers, all
That's
those things.
another-
I mean,
that's
that is big
dredging-
waterways
dredging
again.
should
But
be
that
Waterways.
is one thing they have done, bathymetric study they have completed.
Yes.
But after completing the bathymetric study of the Goan rivers, it is necessary that the rivers have to be dredged. So
Otherwise, it's not, nothing's going to
under
happen.
misconception between nationalization of rivers and
Dredging
water,
Yeah,
dredging
exactly.
waterways.
like you take national highway, you are allowing national highway to come, and then moment the NGO start shouting declaration of national waterways is nationalization. Arre, what is nationalization? Anything which is coming from private to the state government or central government, that is nationalization. So this education, I mean the
Awareness.
industry as well as the government has to
I want to just I want to just go to Bandara Babu. Now the issue is about this. You're talking about IT and Parmano.
Yes.
Now I have got people who have been on this show, friends, colleagues who are abroad. They are in Europe, they are in Gulf and all. Now they want to come to Goa. Now there are guys today, big IT is big, cyber security IT, big guys. So they are telling me, Arey Baba, we want to start. Just guarantee me one thing. see that my internet works.
Absolutely.
You see, in this line we need internet. Others were dead. I said, who is going to give this guarantee? I cannot guarantee that my phone won't cut when I call
And
you.
two more developments I would put across to you. Because the COVID days of work from home.
Yeah,
If you are
even bigger
if
platform.
so I have seen people even
bigger.
from the US and UK who have come now here and you have to work from home.
Home.
Two is that look at the students, entire
Yeah.
teaching has now shifted from home. So if in the room which I am sitting, I am not able to get a proper connection, that I am not even able to answer the exams. So with this, having that digital fiber in place, these are the new roads.
See, I think
This is
this
the new
is
roads,
exactly
I think.
what I was trying to tell you, Glenn, that somehow this has been a election-centric budget. All these issues that we are talking about
Over there.
should have been addressed.
Ah.
Should have been addressed because post-COVID, this is required. We are not asking you to give us subsidy. We are not asking you to give us money. We are asking the government that please provide the infrastructure,
Basic, not
basic
just,
infrastructure,
high-tech.
because today the way the things have been working in the past have changed.
Long
You
time.
mentioned about maritime board. All these policies, all this will happen. But the moment somebody wants to, this different topic little bit, a marina, which is a necessity.
I was going to bring up this topic. I
So
was
then
going
what
to
is the
bring
point
this
of having all these things on paper
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
the same people who are passing the budget, sitting in the assembly, are going to oppose the development?
Just a
This
single
is and government, it's not
Yeah,
like
it's,
somebody.
exactly. It's government themselves
I was
are
like-
opposing.
Just a single comment on this, because there's one thing which I'm very happy government has formed Goa Institute for Future Transformation GIFT. I think this, if this body picks up all those kind of issues, picks up the best, then I mean, that is something which I do hope
But this
that
was
that is
formed
something.
earlier, I guess. No, this is not new. This is not new.
Based
is
on that,
new.
now I want to get back to Nilesh on this. Now they have this tourism board. That tourism board. mein tum
Oh, yeah.
Now I think 6 months back, a few months back,
That's
we
we had a
discussed this.
discussion.
What's happened?
See,
no, up till date, what's
in
happened?
fact, we have been asking the
See?
Chief Minister, all these three bodies were involved. So we are asking that, we have given our suggestions. So
Yeah, but that's what you told
long
me.
time back, long time back.
Exactly.
So today, in fact, I can't criticize sitting on this
don't
table.
criticize, just
But
state.
today I had got a call from the KPMG, which is the
Okay.
body,
Consultant.
said that they have worked out thing and they want to have a final discussion before it is rolled out. So hopefully, I hope it is with our liking, and something
Hopefully
comes
with our
out in
people,
next 10
forget
to
the
12
liking,
days.
at least
Now
you
the
should be
problem,
there involved in
the
that, yeah.
problem is what, yesterday also the comments were made by the industry people that if you are coming, like they have come with this mining corporation, that it has to be headed by the people who understand
who
it.
are
It cannot
part
be
of
headed
the
by the
business.
government. So similarly here what we are talking about is that you may have as a chief minister you may be heading we want chief minister to head tourism board. Reason is simple, because Goa we have collision politics and every buck stops with the chief minister because it is always been outsourced.
There is no coalition. It's a 27.
Whatever. I'm talking about always. I'm not talking about this government budget. So what we want is there has to be continuity. So what we have suggested, I hope it has been implemented, which is actually going to be beneficial for the state, because ultimately governments wants more revenue. Let's understand, which that should be the basic.
This is on this point. I want to go to Jadabab. Now we are talking about tourism. This is also related. I will get back to you, Manoj. You will be on the because this is a very important point as far as I am concerned. Now ultimately it's going to be tourism, mining. I don't know.
Role will go down.
Yes, it's gone. It will probably go even lower. Anyway, leave that aside. What I'm saying is now tourism. Now tourism part, this part of this waterways, marinas, right? Now these are the things that have to be developed. This is something that has to be pushed for. Now that's not happening. See, COVID time we didn't have much work to do besides just vaccination. Not much. The health. So this was the time for the government to make best use of this time to push these things forward.
See, we have to take on all the NGOs.
But I think that's no.
See, what happened? There has to be dialogue.
Will. It has to be a will.
Will, no, but there has to be a dialogue with these people also. They are making statements in isolation. Government
Yeah,
makes statements in
makes it-
isolation.
yeah.
Industry is making what you call the statements in isolation. None of them are coming together to find out positively about, okay, this is what we are doing. Okay, if an industry wants to come, let us say one of my friend wants to come from England. He likes to travel by his yacht. Now he's asking, can I come with 6-meter draft?
Where?
So I said, where?
Exactly.
So he said, I have to keep the vessel out. Oh, you don't have in Goa, you got wonderful everything. I said, yeah, but this facility is not there. So it doesn't come.
See, now for example, sorry to interrupt, but just now for example, instead of having it in Mandovi, there are so many rivers.
Yeah.
So
But-
many rivers, the government can easily. Now another thing, just sorry to bring it in. Now beach cleaning, okay. Now beach cleaning, 48 crores. Arey, you have your industry, you have hotels, get them involved, yaar. It's compulsory CSR. 48 crores now for what? I want to know. When the government cannot give a shop, cannot give electricity, this for restaurants and hotels which are closed, for excise which are forget about which are running. What 25%, 30% which are running, 5 stars are running. What about the shacks and the restaurants which are dying? Shacks, there are no foreign tourists who have come for 1 year. What are the shacks doing? There are no these guest houses or special. What are they doing? Where is that? There's nothing.
In fact, I agree with you totally on this. I don't know what was the last year allocation done for the beach cleaning. What was the amount? That amount.
Please
That
give me an
amount.
example of
That I agree. But that like now they have formed this CSR fund which can be brought together and worked. I think some scheme he has announced. So I think it actually.
This time they provided 48 crores for
For beach
That's
cleaning.
my point.
No, for CSR, what they're saying is that you can government will have all CSR together and spend. Some announcements made. So more, in fact, the knowledge is in the detailing. So I don't know what actually it is.
So they want to form a kind of society where they said that rather than each one doing an individual project,
We can put
but
it
that
together.
we can put the entire things there, and the state can determine what are the priorities and spend the money from there. That's a kind of a broader kind of a this thing. They brought all the companies
Companies
together.
together on that. But then I hope again that purpose is not lost. Once it is driven by the government. So I don't know
That's
how
what-
far it's going to work.
Yeah.
But this 48 crores, I agree with you. So we have to get more details on that. And secondly, hotels which are there operating, everybody likes to keep their veranda clean, and they are doing it, and they are.
Lot
It's
of them do
ideal
it, I
will
know.
be involving them on regular basis. And only the challenge comes in the collection. So the collection and the processing, wherein the problem even after this collection beach cleaning happened, I think we have discussed that earlier. Problem is it's lying there because panchayat says it
It's
is
not
not
my
my
problem.
duty. It is there's a waste guys who they have also outsourced this. So problem is that government is running away from their basic responsibilities.
No. I wouldn't like to say that. What I'm saying is that government is trying to run things. That's
No.
not the job of the government.
I agree. You're not
Government is
everything is outsourced.
Government is doing a lot of things which they are not supposed to do.
Supposed to.
Like for example, forming this mining corporation. Government wants to get into the business of mining. As it is, there are enough corporations which are going in loss, which are in loss by the government. The central government under Modi government, their focus is to privatize.
Privatize, yes.
The PSUs, the
Privatization.
non-performing PSUs and all that, they are disinvesting. They are selling, including Air India and all these things. And here is Goa government who wants to get into the
See,
business.
GTDC.
GTDC has
What
they
is
have-
GTDC?
Three
Now,
hotels they
why-
have given
why
for outsource.
except for EDC,
Yeah.
which is the only profitable
Which is
government
past
corporation,
few
that
years.
too,
That
that
too
too
selling.
because of real estate.
Yeah.
That is because of real estate. Yeah, you are on the board. that is because then in the business, besides the financing, then the business of selling land.
Land.
That is why.
this
Besides
is all the
besides
way
that,
plot.
majority of the government corporations are in loss.
Manoj Bab, can you do a MOU with GTDC and expect that MOU to last for 10 years?
GTDC now, as per the new tourism policy, GTDC's hotels are going to be given out.
No,
privatized.
they have been
Already.
given, but the licenses are not getting it, and they
Ah,
have
okay.
only spent. They have paid amount of lease amount of 30 crores, 35 crores for last 4 years, 5
They
years,
can't
and they
start.
are in that
They can't
cycle.
start. That's what I'm saying. Now, for example, okay, you don't see. I don't know what is the logic of the GTDC. You giving out to people to from I don't know whoever they have given out to. Fine, Arey, but at least you start the thing, yeah. How many of those have started? I don't
See,
know.
Miramar they have given.
Yeah, it's
There
gone.
is
It's stuck.
that is stuck
Stuck.
in that. Kolwa they have given. It is in the same
It's a
process. Pharmagudi they have given. It is again on the same line, and I don't know.
And our minister blames the whoever, our politicians blame the NGOs. I am totally this NGO is an excuse. Nothing. NGO, if the industry itself, according to me, if the industry itself is not taken, let the industry run the business. Not the government job to run the business.
Absolutely, government has no business to be in business.
Correct. You collect the salary, I mean, you collect the taxes, you give infrastructure to your job.
And this time in the budget, government has made one more confession. They cannot even read the central schemes themselves. They are going to appoint a consultant. I don't know.
There are
whether
49 government schemes and they are going
they
to
are-
appoint
They are
consultants.
going to appoint consultants to understand the central schemes.
Okay.
Now tell me,
If,
if this is the way you are going to spend the money, then how will you get revenues from the industry?
but he's not spending any money on schemes, huh, Manoj? All the money
All money is come to center. That's fine. But on the infrastructure for the industry, you're not spending money. You're
Right.
spending money on appointing consultants.
But as
Why?
well,
To understand the
getting
schemes.
the money from central government is a major thing because we have to get funds for the state.
No, I think Prime Minister is going to be very
Upset.
pissed and
Very
upset with
upset.
this, because he comes on TV and explains to everybody, take this scheme,
And-
and our government says, we don't understand what you talk. We need somebody else to tell us.
And even Prime Minister made a comment that he does not want IAS officers and the bureaucrats to run the industry.
Yeah,
He's made
yeah.
so many times.
So many times openly. And on the infrastructure front, the sewage line has been put up, I believe, from Baga to Kandoli for almost 8-9 years. Till now, it has not been charged.
Penjim.
Look, Panjim is fine. Panjim, Talegaon is also working on similar line, but that has already been put. Roads have been dug. Now that is a major concern because of the hotel industry being there. So government has to address those issues. That project which are there, they have to complete it. And it's not that they don't have funds or something, but why they leave it at that 5%, 10% at end, I don't realize, understand.
Anyway, guys, we have run out of time, but it was interesting. But the most important thing is, probably the intent is there, but maybe the implementation or the supervision or whatever is, or hopefully this time, at least since this government and the center are the same, and the intent from the center is very clear. I think probably some of the what the Prime Minister talks, I think our
It's not
people
getting
here
this,
should at least listen and continue and go on. Thanks, Nilesh. Thanks.
Thank you.
Manoj.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks. And keep watching Goa 365.